Now, there's always something going on in the royal household, and this week is no different. Prince William visited Poland on a surprise trip to show gratitude towards the British and Polish troops aiding Ukraine with their war effort. And that is as Prince Harry and Meghan are still undecided over whether to attend King Charles's coronation in May after receiving a formal invitation. Meanwhile, King Charles and the Queen Consort have postponed their trip to France after the violent pension protests. And, of course, every Saturday, I love to give you a rundown. And who better to do that than royal biographer Angela Levin. Angela, it's been another really busy week for the royal household.
Yes, I know. It's I don't know whether it's the run-up to the coronation or just there's, a lot more interest in what they're doing or what they're not doing, You said about Harry, I'll just do that bit.
Yeah, let's go for Harry, why not?
That he's not decided yet.
I know.
But it was in the paper today that he felt that it was a special family moment and they thought that they would be lovely to come. Not from them, but from an aide or somebody speaking on their behalf. So that's quite interesting. In other words, they're terribly scared that any programme that they're going to do afterwards won't work unless they're here. I don't believe that suddenly, having spitted vile for two or 3 years, that they suddenly think it's a lovely family engagement, togetherness.
So they're softening us up to let us know that they may well be coming.
Well, I think they're manipulating us.
Of course, yes, exactly.
I don't think they're softening us up because
you
can't be like that. Well, yes, that's very nice of you. But
unusual.
You can't actually be so rude and then suddenly think it's a lovely family thing. The whole point was to get away from the lovely family, because it wasn't lovely at all. But anyway, I thought I'd just keep you up to date on that one.
Yes, and the visa situation as well, as to whether he will be allowed back in if he does go out. Do you think that's unlikely that they will sort of whip his visa away from him?
Well, I think that they ought to actually release the form that he signed. I don't see that they should keep that. I mean, have they made special arrangements for him? Or did he lie? And I think that it's very important. I think it's in the public interest that we know that. Because if he's got away with it, then why can't lots of people get away with it? Not that I'm encouraging drug taking, but you can't actually take advantage of things just because you're a sort of ex-prince, can you? I mean, it's just not on.
Ex-prince, you'll love that. Of course, Prince William, he was out there, he was in Poland.
Yes. Well, the interesting thing about him is the contradiction between how Harry's coped and how he's coped. They both had the same very difficult family. They both lost their mother. They loved their mother, both of them.
Yeah.
And here is William, who I thought this time looked so happy in his own skin. I haven't really seen that. He's quite awkward, or he knows what he's doing. I thought he was very relaxed in his own skin. He was absolutely delightful to small children, roared with laughter with them and looked after them. He did the same with the military who were there to thank them. And when he walked to put the wreath for the unknown soldiers, he walked down absolutely the same as the guards who were walking him down as well there. And I thought, he looked so elegant and he looked so comfortable and so assured. But well done him. It's been very, very hard for him. And I think we need to think that, with the help of Catherine and having children and becoming a father and softening up, that he's actually really blossomed into an incredibly nice young man.
You can see his confidence growing, and sort of as he's sort of elevated in stature from what he's been doing, Prince Harry's been going down.
Yes, well, you can't compare, can you?
Yeah.
And if you think Prince Harry was on the television talking about all his drugs, and there's William, who's doing good work and whizzing over there to very near the line with Ukraine and actually thanking both English and Polish soldiers for what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's really very important.
Yeah, and I hear 2 super fans went out there to meet him. So 2 Polish people who are super fans who really wanted to meet him, and they couldn't believe that they got to meet him. So that was a really lovely thing.
Yes, very accessible. Very accessible.
And what about King Charles now? Because he was supposed to go to France.
Yes.
But of course, him and Macron, I think it was more from Macron's side, decided that they'd have to reschedule.
Well, it was entirely from his side. I mean, he realised that it wasn't a good idea because there was sort of painted across walls saying, King Charles III, "Do you know what the guillotine is?" And they burnt a door in one of the towns he was going to visit. So it was a good idea for him not to go. But I have here the menu that they were going to have in Versailles. Yes, by two absolutely leading chefs. Asparagus,
It's a bit of
poultry and truffle, 3 cheeses with rhubarb jelly. French cheeses, no doubt. And then dessert tarte tatin with caramel and dried fruits.
There's no meat in that? There's no meat?
No, there's no meat.
Oh.
But also what's interesting is that it's not over simple, but it's quite simple. I mean, it just shows it's not a sort of huge banquet with cream and this and that. You know, it's quite straightforward things. But
slightly disappointing, to be honest with you.
Well, I think if it's cooked by the best cooks in Paris, I think it would be fantastic, actually.
I wouldn't knock it away.
Really, really delicious.
And finally, Princess Margaret's granddaughter doing a bit of modelling.
Yeah, so that's very touching, actually. I mean, her father is now the Lord Snowdon, after his father, and she's in France doing a course on jewellery making. But she's on the front of a glossy magazine, looking absolutely stunning, beautiful like her mother with blonde hair. Her mother used to grow lavender in the French hills, and so she's a very, very nice woman. She's got her father's talent because he was a very good carpenter, the first royal to have a job, and her grandfather, of course, was a photographer. So
it's nice to see some of the lessons.
26 in line to the throne. She won't get it, but she's a lovely woman to add to the royal family.
Angela Levin, as ever, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
Lovely to talk to you.